Hello everyone, welcome back to Indiana Kayak Fishing Journal. Today is Saturday, April the 26th. I'm out on Wildcat Creek in Kokomo, Indiana. I'm going to be doing some fishing for a variety of species today. I've never been on this particular body of water, but what I'm going to be doing is I've got a rod to try for smallmouth and maybe some walleyes, and then I also have a rod that I'm going to be targeting muskies to see if I can randomly get into a muskie. Kokomo Reservoir has been stocked with muskies for the last 4 years, and I'm hoping that they're making their way up into the river and down into the river above and below the reservoir. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is targeting, like I said, smallmouth and walleyes on one rod and then muskies with the other one. Stay tuned, we'll see how it goes. To the bar, mercy's free. Oh my God, I have a muskie on. That is 100% a muskie. Man, he's decent. Wow. 100%. Oh my God, I got him. Yeah! Oh, that is so flippin' cool. You cannot believe I just caught a muskie. That's what I came here for, in part, and I can't believe it actually happened. That is insane. That is the coolest flippin' thing. It's a decent fish too. He's not gigantic. He's a nice one. I can't believe it. I'm out here on a beautiful April day, chasing rumors and new stocking numbers, fishing a river that supposedly now has some muskies in it. Didn't put in a lot of effort, and I got one. I can't believe it. I'm completely shocked. They've only been stocking this area for about 4 years, so that's a really good growth rate on these fish. That is amazing. Let me get them out of the net and show them to you. It's so cool. I can't believe I've even got them. There he is. Like I said, not an absolute giant, but that is so flippin' cool. He's got these weird bug eyes on both sides. I'm not really sure what that's about. Never seen that before. It's a pretty good fish overall. That's amazing. Well, let's get him back. That's so cool. I want this fish to get twice this size. Look at that muskie. I can't even believe that. Like I said, he's got those weird frog eyes. Not sure what that's about. Other than that, beautiful. Let's get him back. They're growing pretty good. Halfway up that net handle there. Let this guy go on his own time. Give him plenty of time to revive. I've done a good job of keeping him in the water. We're gonna let him go when he's ready to go. Yep, starting to kick. Man, I can't even believe that. That is so flippin' cool. There he goes. Unreal. Unreal, man. Just before I released that fish, I ended up laying it on the net so that it could get an approximate length when I got home. Later on, I measured it out, and that fish is approximately 31 inches long, which is great because those fish have only been stocked in Kokomo Reservoir for 3 years, from 2022 through 2024. They are being stocked by a private organization called Muskies Inc., not by the state of Indiana. Muskies Inc. is planning on stocking these fish for 5 years and then doing an evaluation to see if they want to continue the stocking in the future. Now, I think this is a really cool stocking and a really cool fishing opportunity for people in the area that otherwise would have to drive a significant distance one way or the other to target muskies. The other thing is, even that 31-incher that I caught, if a lot of people caught that fish, that would be the biggest fish that they'd ever caught in their entire life. So it creates a really cool and exciting opportunity in a part of the state that really doesn't have anything else quite like it. So I'm really hoping that Muskies Inc. continues to stock these fish, or in the end, the state of Indiana is able to pick up the stocking of Kokomo Reservoir to keep this fishery alive and growing. So the other thing that fish had going on is it had those weird bug eyes, and the best I can tell through internet research is that is a disease called Exophthalmia. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that, but what it is it's a bacterial infection of the fish's eyes, and in a lot of cases without treatment, from what I've read, it will probably end up that the fish will lose those eyes, which is unfortunate because then that fish will probably die. Now, I'm hoping that that fish is big enough and healthy enough that its immune system will be able to fight it off and the fish will live in the end. But it's kind of a bummer that that fish has that problem going on. Hopefully it's able to survive it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick is just the setup that I'm using to target these muskies. So this is basically my northern pike setup. I've got a St. Croix Premier 7-foot heavy power fast action rod. I've got that paired with a Daiwa 2500 ballistic reel. I've got that spooled with 40-pound test braided line down to a heavy swivel. And then I've got 80-pound fluorocarbon tied from that swivel down to a snap. You don't need a long section when the water is not very clear like it is in Wildcat Creek. So I've got about a foot section of that down to that snap. And then what I've got on the business end of that is a variety of lures. In this case, a double-bladed spinnerbait like you would use for bass, but these are ones that I make custom myself with heavy wire to stand up to northern pike and muskie fishing. That's the setup. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything that I just covered. Doesn't look like a muskie, but it's a bass. Cool. I was wondering when I was gonna catch one of these. Come on, spinnerbait, bass. Let's go. Surprised I hadn't caught a largemouth until then. This all looks like excellent largemouth habitat. I would have thought I've been raking them in left and right. Oh, there's a fish. Not exactly sure on that. That might be a spotted bass. It doesn't have that largemouth jaw. That one's been caught before. Cool. Another fish. All right, well, that's going to do it for the video today. I ended up catching a mixed bag of fish. One of the first fish I had on was a walleye, and it came off right as I was trying to scoop it into the net. And then over the course of the day, I caught a variety of bass species. I caught a smallmouth, a couple of largemouth, a rock bass, and then I think was a spotted bass, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. And then the fish of the day was, I did end up catching a muskie. So it was a pretty decent sized fish for them only having been stocked for about 4 years and making their way into the river. So awesome to catch that fish. I was very surprised and very fortunate and very happy to have caught that fish. It was awesome. I caught it on one of my pike rods on a spinner that I make myself for pike fishing usually. So it was awesome to get a fish on a lure you made yourself too. That's always a really cool deal. The other fish, the bass and the walleye, I got them on a small square bill crankbait. That's gonna do it for the video today. Like I said, an awesome trip. First time on this body of water, caught a variety of species, including that muskie, which was really awesome. Definitely a reason to come back here, even though it's about an hour and a half from home for me. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you to everybody who likes, comments, subscribes, shares these videos. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one.